Hello everyone, my name is Angelorena Quiroga Ramirez and I'm a student in the bachelor's degree in foreign languages with an emphasis in English at the Universidad Nacional Abierta de Distancia UNAD. Right now I'm gonna share with you my research poster that is talking about my project. During my practices, I work with adult students enrolled in the English 7 course at UNAD. These students are part of a virtual learning environment and have an intermediate level of English, like B1, B2. One of the main characteristics I've observed is that many students feel insecure when speaking English, especially because they are afraid of making mistakes or being judged by others. Additionally, because of the virtual learning context, some students show low participation and limited motivation during speaking activities. For this reason, I decided to focus my research proposal on the topic the influence of AI supported gamified activities on students' motivation to learn English. All of this is because I want my students to feel more engaged, confident, and motivated while learning English. The general objective of the research was to understand the role of AI-supported gamified activities in shaping students' motivation and involvement in learning English. The specific objectives were first to describe students' behavioral and emotional responses during gamified AI activities, second, to analyze how these activities promote the use of English in class, and third, to interpret students' perceptions about learning English through these experiences. This research aimed to explore whether combining artificial intelligence and gamification could create a more dynamic and meaningful learning experiences for English learning learners. Right now I'm gonna show you more about my literature review. There is the theoretical framework, is where I support my research. I review different theoretical and empirical studies related to motivation, gamification, artificial intelligence, and language learning. So one of the most important authors was Desi Ryan, whose self-determination theory helped me understand how motivation is influenced by autonomy, competence, and social connection. This was important because the students feel more motivated when they feel capable and involved in their learning process. I also use Carl Kapp's work on gamification, which explains how games elements such as challenges, rewards, and interaction can improve students' engagement and participation. Another key references was Holmes and colleagues, who explain how artificial intelligence can support personalized learning and provide immediate feedback, making learning more interactive. Additionally, because Vygotsky's social learning theory helps support the idea that interaction plays an essential role in language development. I also reviewed studies like Gomez et al. 2020, which explains the difficulties Colombian students face when speaking English, especially anxiety and a lack of confidence when talking. All of these resources were necessary because they provide the theoretical foundation for understanding the students' difficulties and for designing meaningful interventions strategies. Now talking about my research process, this study follow a qualitative action research design because I want to observe, reflect, and improve my own teaching practice while I was understanding my students' experiences. The research process was developed around 16 weeks or less, including planning, implementation, data collection, analysis, and reflection. To collect the data, I used several instruments such as lesson plans, file diaries, classroom observations, motivation surveys, and a reflective theoretic teaching journal. During the intervention, I designed activities supported by artificial intelligence and gamification to increase students' motivation and participation. Some activities included interactive speaking tasks, collaborative challenges, AI support prompts, and communication exercises where students could practice English in a more dynamic way. These activities encourage active participation, interaction, and created confidence in speaking English. For to conclude, the results showed that the AI supported gamified activities had a positive impact on the students' motivation. Students became more engaged and participated more actively, especially during speaking activities. I also observed that many students felt more confident and less afraid of making mistakes, which increased their willingness to communicate in English and try to participate. And also, the students expressed positive opinions about these activities, mentioning that they found the classes more interactive, enjoyable, motivating, and they wanted to continue this. All of these allow me to understand the importance of innovative teaching strategies in language education. And that's what as a future teacher I want to do. This experience helped me to strengthen my teaching skills, my reflective practices, and understanding how motivation influences language learning. Thank you very much for your attention.